What is up, everybody? This is Lawrence, and today we have the Sneakers and Stuff raffle win of the YZY QNTM Barium. So let's just kind of get into it because one, I'm stoked about the first time owning a pair of the Quantums. I thought they'd be impossible to get, considering these are basically the second release of them. I'm getting a pair. I'm not disappointed. The first pair was almost like impossible to get because I think they only released in Chicago. You know, it's a really interesting silhouette, and you'll see why in a second, but let's start with the box just because, well, there's really not much to say. It's a cardboard box. It says Quantum on it, QNTM. I think moving forward, we're probably gonna end up seeing QNTM instead of Quantum, but that's it. Let's get this box out of the way, and let's get into the YZY QNTM Barium. So guys, let's start with the upper like we always do. This is super interesting just because there's so many elements to talk about. Let's start with the most noticeable one. It is this toe area in the front. You can see that it looks almost exactly like the YZY 700, and I think it's an interesting material design choice to throw back to the 700. The fact that YZY now has references into other models, I think is interesting, and I really have always liked this design aesthetic in the other shoes, so I do like it here. The material is made out of some type of nubuck type material. It might be synthetic nubuck, but I'm not sure. But at $200-something, almost $250, I'm pretty sure, and I really damn hope so, that it's real nubuck. Moving over to the side of the shoe, you have this really awesome looking kind of wavy like skeleton type system, and I really personally enjoy how this looks. You know, it obviously looks a little crazier than your typical sneaker, but for me, it kind of like harkens or kind of looks similar to me like a skeletal system, right? So there is this rubber kind of TPU type area. I'm not sure if it's TPU, but it's definitely rubbery in some shape or form. It's pretty rigid. And then underneath it, you can see the knit. And that knit definitely has like a little bit of patterning in it, and almost like it might be 3M, but I'm not sure if you can actually see it in the knit here. I read in the other, and I saw and read in other reviews that it is 3M, so I think it is, but I can't really see it based on where I am today. But what it really reminds me of is this kind of is a skeleton in the front, and then the knit part of it looks like, to me, like the muscle part. Moving over to the back, you have this type of neoprene type material that is composed of most of that neck and that collar over here. And it's a super interesting design choice because it is black here, but there is fuse, I assume for rigidity purposes, all throughout to hold your ankle as well as foot in. And finally in the back over here, it's a really solid piece of material. I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's not completely soft to the touch, so there's some texture to it, but there is a dark gray area over here. And then below that is also this heel, part of that heel cup is a different color, and it's done in the silver. Going up the tongue, you have a neoprene tongue. It kind of like wraps like a, you know, it's definitely attached, but it's designed to look a little bit detached at the very top. But all of it's a booty construction, and so it's also made out of the same neoprene that this collar area is. And just so you guys know that this is actually pretty hard over here. They probably put something in here to add rigidity. I'm not exactly sure what it is. And then the inside of the collar as well, there are lace loops, and I'm not sure if you can see that in the camera, but that's a lace loop. Then looking at the midsole and outsole. So the midsole is made out of this translucent white, and you can obviously see the boost that's underneath from that translucency, or translucence. And then on the very bottom, you have this off-white cream color that is the outsole, relatively heavily tractioned. There's a lot of rubber here. It doesn't seem like it would hold a lot of traction, but I'm not sure. I obviously will definitely not going to basketball on these. So what are my thoughts on the actual shoe? So after getting a chance to walk around for a little bit and wearing them for a little bit, I would say that they, comfort-wise, are definitely good. I mean, like, they're better than your typical sneaker, but when I'm comparing it to the YZY 350 V2, which is an extremely comfortable sneaker, and then when I'm looking at the 380s, also extremely comfortable, and then I'm looking at the 700s, also a great shoe, these would probably be last in terms of comfort. And the reason being, this is probably the shoe where I feel the boost the least. The other thing is on the upper. While it is a knit upper and made out of neoprene, which is typically obviously super stretchy and conforms to your foot, this cage over here definitely locks it down quite a bit. So it is a little bit more rigid than your typical Yeezy, at least the other knit Yeezys, which is totally fine. I mean, these are actually made for basketball purposes. There are two styles of the Quantum. One is specifically made for basketball playing, and then one is made for lifestyle. The Bariums are actually lifestyle. I don't know if there is a huge demand for the basketball style, just because I feel like if you're gonna ball in a shoe, you're probably gonna use a much less lifestyle-based shoe. But it is what it is, and whatever you want to do, you want to do. From a style perspective, I'm actually still really on the fence about the style. If you guys can see the on feet, I don't love the on feet, but I love staring at it like an art piece. So I'm not sure. I think I have to take it. I have to test drive it a couple times. I wore this with shorts and long socks, and I don't love that look, but we'll see. Maybe if I put a pair of pants on and these kind of cover the top and only this part is showing, it might look a little better. But from a style perspective, I'm not sure how to style it. If you guys have any either comments or recommendations on how to style this, leave that in the comments below. I really do think this is an amazing sneaker, and it's not because I want to say something positive about the sneaker, but it's because I really do think that this is one of the most interesting designs I've seen in a really long time out of Adidas, but also Yeezy as well. Yeezy has pretty much been working on the V2s, which look like this, day in, day out, and iterations of this, which is great, which led to the 380. Where's that? Which led to the 380. And despite the fact that I think these are supremely comfortable, they're actually probably my most comfortable shoe ever. I don't really like the look of these. They're I don't know, they're like reptile skin like. It almost feels like this is an eye, and I don't know. They're not my favorite in terms of looks. But I think this is like an actual art piece, and I do like the looks of it. The aesthetics of it are actually amazing. I just don't know how to wear it. So obviously super important. What does sizing look like? This is a little hard as well. So sizing for me, I actually went with my true to size. Most people tell you to go up half a size, and my true to size actually fits well. Not great, but well. I would go true to size. I'm hesitant to tell people to go true to size because I think that, once you put a pair on that is true to size, that is going to be a little tight. But my experience with both Yeezy, that typically, expands over time, but also with Boost just typically sinks in, and those little millimeters make all the difference in terms of comfort. So I think you're okay going true to size, especially if you're going to pay resale and it's a cheaper size. I would definitely go true to size. If not, then you want a little more space, definitely go a half size up. And that's it, guys. This is the YZY Quantum in the Barium colorway. Until next time, peace.